My 18F sister's 11-year age gap with her BF is driving a wedge between us. Personal write-in. Hi all, my apologies for the long read, in need of some advice here. My 23F sister, 18F, is in a relationship with a man named Chip, 29M. They have been involved for a little over a year now. They met when she was in HS last year, she just graduated last June. He was working at one of the local restaurants and she was working at our local gym where he frequently visited. Throughout high school my sister knew of Chip because her and her friends were close with his younger brother, Dale 19M. When they first officially met and Chip knew who she was, she always geeked out and had a little baby crush. She would say he's too old for me but he's so cute. She mentioned one day that they had been texting. I thought it was a little strange, and I told her that. All she said was I know. A few months later I found out she has been sneaking out after my mom goes to sleep to go to his apartment down the street. She would stay there overnight and come back before my mom was up at 6 a.m. for work. She asked me to keep this from my mom, so I was once again asked to choose between being my sister's friend or parenting her. Some context, I am the firstborn of my sister and my mom had me in her early 20s. I grew up mostly parenting myself. Don't get me wrong, my mom took amazing care of my sister and but I always just felt that she was my friend more than my mom. Her memo is as long as her girls are happy she's happy. That's also her opinion on this relationship. She turns a blind eye to the age gap and says if she was in her late 20s and him his 30s no one would say anything. I have lived about 2 hours away for a few years and go home to visit as much as I can because I'm working 2 jobs to support myself. My sister takes 7 to 10 business days to respond to any texts and calling is always a bother to her, she's always too busy. But I see her active on Snapchat and posting on social. I have had multiple conversations about wanting to hear from her more, to no avail. This past summer my sister and Chip were pretty much official after she turned 18. He would frequently DD my sister and her friends to grad parties, they would all go drink at the beach, talked about getting a hotel at the casino for night, etc. There had also been occasions where my sister had to pick him up from weddings and the bar. There has been some tension recently since the holidays with my sister since she was late to Christmas after staying at his house. Remind you his APT is a 2 minutes walk down the street. The last text I sent her was 2 weeks ago and I haven't heard back. I'll be honest, there have been some comments I've made that probably shouldn't have been said, but they were meant in a sarcastic manner. I have never said anything in front of Chip and have always been nice and inviting to him. He's really quiet so I try to make small talk whenever I can, but they spend most of their time at his apartment down the street. She does online classes and works so when she's not doing those things she's with him. My mom and her dad do not live together and when they started dating it was kept a secret for months from her dad by my mom and my sister. I've tried the best that I can to justify it and try to understand, but I simply can't understand now that her relationship with him is affecting things like holidays and quality time with family. I would probably have a better time with all of it if it didn't feel like he was pulling her away from us. I'm looking for some advice, how to go about continuing my relationship with my sister and making her understand that just because I don't support her relationship doesn't mean I don't love or support her as my sister.